with Northeast Guilford head football coach Mark Raynor of GreenSportSports.com down at Southeast Guilford for the scrimmage this day. Coach, first of all, what kind of preseason has been for you so far, getting all this work put in?
And it's been really good so far. We've, just trying to get mentally tough. That's the biggest thing we've been working on. Trying to go over the fundamentals over the summer, get back in shape. Past couple days, other than dealing with the weather, we've been trying to get used to heat acclimation and all that. But yeah, we're just trying to build off the past couple years, and I think it's starting to look a little bit better.
Do you feel like you're getting the guys' attention now? Because I know it's tough to get their attention, and it's tough then to keep their attention.
It's definitely tough to keep their attention, but we've got our methods. There are ways to change that to get them back right. Yesterday we had to stop practice for a minute and have a gut check time, and then things started picking up, and so I was proud of that. We've got to learn to face adversity certain times and then overcome it. That's our next step, is facing that and then being able to come out on the other side the right way.
And I guess as you find out who's with you and who's against you, as far as that goes, once you start getting into those trying adversarial type positions and situations, you find out who's with you then.
You definitely do, and they all start to tag along. That's the biggest thing this summer, is we've been trying to find leaders and really find the guys that are going to take this team to the next step. I mean, we've got coaches that have really stepped in. We've built camaraderie. We've kind of come together, been together for about 3 years now, and now it's time for our kids. We've been a young team, and it's time for these upcoming seniors and juniors, I don't care if they're freshmen or sophomores, guys to really step up and start telling these kids, when something's not going right, them to do it instead of us. And I think we took a couple steps towards that the past couple days.
Do you feel like you're starting to see the program start to develop to at the lower levels again? Because at one time that was the kind of the foundation, the standard for Northeast Guilford football. Those the middle school team and the recreation teams all were so good. They ran the same offense and defense, all the same systems, same formulas. Do you see that coming around to at the lower levels now?
It is starting to come around. We've had a little bit of an issue with our rec, with interest, but there's a lot of talk coming back about it. Our middle school got to start back last year, and I just hired our middle school coach on our high school staff that recently just left the middle school. His name's Coach Folk, and he's been instrumental. But my first 2 years, I talked with him a lot about what we run and terminology and how we communicate to the kids and kind of our expectations. And he did a great job, getting that moved along to the high school level.
I'm sure it's good to have him there too, having coached a lot of those guys in the middle school level. Just transition, move up with them, and they all stay together. They know what he does and what he can do. He knows what they can do, so it helps your team out too, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and they already know what to expect. He did run a good program, and they know what to expect from him, and he's our O-line coach, and so he's already got that relationship, so it's not a new guy on staff that has to build that relationship before he starts, breaking them down a little bit. They already know him, respect him, and same with the rest of our staff. A lot of relationships are built now, and now it's expected for them to do, kind of what we're trying to do.
What about some of your leaders and top players? I hear that name Barry Tate a lot. Barry's kind of got his name out there, and people are aware of who he is. And you get a player like that, sometimes people focus on him. You've got to have other guys too to take some pressure off of him. But he's got to be one of the guys that is going to be expected to step up and be a prime player for you.
We're definitely excited about Barry Tate. He's definitely back. We're happy he's with us, and he's explosive. Get him in the ball in space, and that's our best opportunity. He makes somebody miss and keeps moving. But he's got some guys around him now. We've got Jelani Williams on offense is going to be a 3-year starter for us. We've got an offensive lineman, a line that's been together. We started 3 freshmen my first year that are juniors now, and so just some protection there. We've got a quarterback this year, Cameron Hatchell, and he's really shown a lot of progress. It's finally like a true quarterback for us. And so we're excited about the team around. Defensively the same. I mean, we use a lot of the same guys and try to move them in and out and rotate. But yeah, there's on our line we got Morgan Gardner, Hayden Lamb, Bryce Taylor, Elijah White. Some returning linemen for us that are, I think, going to make some noise and disrupt some things. And we've got Isaiah Brown too. He's a linebacker returning for us that we expect a lot out of.
I guess one of the key issues there too is always you build those guys up, you get them ready, you get them on the field, then you got to keep them healthy so that you don't lose them.
Right. Yeah, that's been the biggest thing this year, is try not to use everybody the whole entire football game. We're finally getting that depth to where we can rotate on and off the field, and we're excited about that.
Talk about your coaching staff. Mentioned Coach Folk is working with you now. Some other coaches that are with you that have been with you a couple of years, and maybe some new guys that might be helping out now too.
Well, offensive staff, we've got Coach McDaniel, and love him to death. He's our offensive coordinator. He's been at Northeast for 10 years now. He's been with me for 3. We finally got him. He did a lot of our passing game before, and now he's really stepping up into a good role, and he's a huge leader for our team. The kids love him, and it's amazing to see what he does every day. We've got Coach Folk again on the offensive line with Mike Casasana as well. They work together. We've got Coach Trollinger that helps back and forth with both the offense and defensive line. We've got Coach Josh Martin. He does our running backs. It's his 2nd year now, and I don't think I missed anybody there. Defensively, we've got Coach Avolio. He's the AD at our middle school. He's been our defensive coordinator for 2 years.
I bet you have no problem keeping him energized.
There's no doubt, man. He's excited all the time. He's a fun one to be around. Anytime you're feeling down, he's got a joke for you. He's ready. He's always pulling us back where we need to be. And then we've got Coach Shelton, and he's our D-line coach, and Coach Slater. Love them. They've been with me since I started. And Coach Loftus, and he's our outside linebacker coach. And again, we're starting to come together, and it's a big family now, and we're excited about it.
And kind of take us back on the Mark Raynor coaching tree, because your tree goes back, I think, all the way maybe toward Trinity or someplace like back in the day, right?
So I played at Trinity High School, graduated in 2006 under Coach Kevin Gillespie. Pretty much a mentor for me, taught me a lot. And I didn't choose to play college football, so I just went to UNCG, majored in physical education. In my 3rd year, I decided that coaching football was my passion, so I called Coach Gillespie up, and he said, you can come help the O-line with us, and I said, sold. I was going from there. And then after 3 years, I left after 2011 when I graduated college, got my first, grown-up job at Western Guilford. I was an ISS teacher for 4 years, O-line coach and JV head coach some there. And then I finally got a job in PE with Coach Earl Bates hired me in his year at Southern, and loved working with him that year. I was a PE teacher, and then I just kind of stayed as Coach Bradley came in. Talk with him all the time, every day as well. And then after that, I got hired, and I was blessed to be hired as the head coach of Northeast Guilford High School, and it's been a ride ever since.
You were back at Trinity back in the day playing offensive line, is that correct?
That's correct.
Did you have that big name running back with you back in that day?
So I was a sophomore when he was a senior, John McKeechin.
There you go. I remember that name.
Yeah,
he was a heck of a runner. Back in the day, it was like John McKeechin versus Tony Baker.
That was it. It was definitely John McKeechin versus Tony Baker. That was the hype of the town. Who's number 1, who's number 2 running back? And we loved it. It brought a lot of hype to Trinity, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I remember being at Ragsdale, I think one Friday night when they were playing, and it was just a heck of a game when those two got together, because it was going to be who's going to get the most yards, who's going to score the most touchdowns. Just a big time hype game.
It was huge. It was, again, created a lot of tradition down there at Trinity with the offensive line. They were super proud. They always gave a lot of credit to them as well. But John McKeechin was something special, and so was Tony Baker. It was great to see both of them play.
I know your colors are blue and white at Northeast, and just thinking about that Trinity situation, that could be your blueprint maybe to build your program, because Trinity at one time, before Coach Gillespie got there, that program was in pretty bad shape, and he brought it all the way back and made them a state contender.
Well, that's the plan. The coaches before me have done a great job at Northeast Guilford, and we're just trying to build on that foundation. Granted, I was hired during COVID, and so there was a little bit of a reset button there. And so now that really gave me a chance to put my blueprint on it from the ground up. Got a lot of young guys that first year with a lot of seniors that were going out. So it was like a quick turnaround and really getting to put a stamp on things. But now it's just kind of, as each year progresses, we've got an older class. Like this year, we've got mostly juniors and sophomores that have been a part of the program. They're really buying in, really gelling together, and it's exciting to see. They're excited to be here today.
Coach Raynor, thank you for your time today. Good luck in the scrimmage, and good luck in your first game against the Ragsdale Tigers. Will be a big challenge, and you guys, hopefully you'll be ready for it. We feel like you will.
We do. Thank you so much as well.